All right, the trade war is on, really. If you think about it, the president threatening Europe with a 20% tariff on cars, and the EU ready to respond to go after a lot of agricultural products, even bourbon. That's the final line for me. But anyway, this is all weighing on a lot of folks who are saying, you know, this keeps escalating. We've got problems. Market watcher Dan Geltrude is with us. Lindsey Bell. Lindsey, where's this going?
I mean, it's definitely been something we've got to watch, and I think market participants are getting very weary. We're getting way too close to a trade war for them to be comfortable. You're going to see a lot more volatility in the market because of this. And I've been saying for a long time, this is a cloud over the market for the next several months. We got to get through this, then we got to get through the midterms. It's a tough battle for the market. Are you noticing, Dan, among executives you talk to and investors, that it's such a cloud or such an unknown that the better part of valor is to stand down, just wait it out. Don't be buying anything, don't be doing anything.
It's a really strange phenomenon, Neil, because I think people are ignoring the news. If you look at what's going on, we're talking about a trade war. Well, the stock market has a funny way of showing they're concerned about it, right?
119 today.
What I think is happening here is they believe, perhaps as the president does, that this is actually a war of attrition. And if it's a war of attrition, we can win. Look at German car makers.
That's risky.
But German car makers are coming around now, and they're saying, hey, maybe President Trump's got something here with getting rid of tariffs.
Does someone win more than you do? I mean, that's going to. I know. To his point, the president has been saying, and he's right to say, we're the strongest economy around. We're doing a lot better. Look at the Chinese markets, for example. They've been tumbling since the first hint of this action, not nearly like ours, which have been essentially unchanged. So he makes a valid point. And so does Dan. But do you worry that cockiness could come back to hit us, that this is resting on like eggshells here?
Yes, absolutely. Because think about it. If you're a CEO of any size company, you're going to withhold your decisions to make investments for the future if you have no idea what tariffs are going to do.
And certainly investments abroad.
Exactly.
Right.
And it's just going to slow CEO confidence, slow spending, slow economic growth here. And then the consumer is going to get hit. That's going to be huge.
I wonder, too, then, to your point, I tend to think the markets come around and say, you know, we've doubted this guy, gotten concerned by this guy in the past, and everything worked out okay. So maybe they're thinking, all right, we trust him on this, that cooler heads prevail, that this is just a negotiating tactic, it won't come to a full-fledged war. But that's not how history tells us these things come.
Well, historically, maybe outside the realm of negotiating on trade, it's never smart to be fighting a war on multiple fronts. And that,
we're
to me,
fighting a war on multiple fronts.
That, to me, Neil, is where Trump is heading into some dangerous territory. We're up against Mexico, we're up against Canada, we're up against the EU, we're up against China. Now India's joining in. So now all of a sudden we're fighting.
Don't tell me we're mad at Italy.
No, we're good with Italy as far as I know.
Understood.
But I think that's where the danger is. Too many fronts.
But he's reminding them, all of you guys need us more than we need you. And that might work for a while, but it looks like a lot of countries are going to try to call his bluff.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be something that we absolutely have to watch. I mean,
so how do you play it? What do you do?
Tough. China's talking tough. Well, right now, you know how you play it in the market is the consumer. The consumer is still feeling very good. Consumer confidence is still near highs. You got
but what
unemployment,
if the goods
18-year low
she's buying are going up 10, 15%?
I know that's the concern. But right now, they're spending. They're in their retail stores. Retail sales were up significantly. Have you seen retail stocks? They're through the roof. A bunch of them hitting 52-week highs today. Maybe if you weren't in it up to this point, you've missed that run. But, you know, you got to watch the consumer, what they're doing and what they're saying.
And to your point, the consumer is on fire, buying like crazy, and that's a good wind at your back. But what could change that?
Well, what could change it is that we're fighting this trade war on multiple fronts, and we get closed in on. Listen, we're the big dog in this, but it's really hard when you got a lot of little dogs nipping at your heels.
All right. Guys, thank you all very much. I don't know. I'm worried like you guys are. Hopefully it all works out. And, you know,